Forests have always been seen as havens of peace and natural beauty, but they hide a much darker side than most of us imagine. Among isolated trails, dense shadows, and deep silence, real stories of unexpected encounters with predators, inexplicable phenomena, and dangerous traps remind us that nature can also be relentless. That is exactly what you are going to see here today. In 2015, visitors to Auckland Domain, one of the best-known parks in Auckland, New Zealand, experienced moments of panic when a masked couple was seen moving around the area with what appeared to be firearms. The episode happened in Parnell, a central and very busy area, and quickly spread across social media and the country's news outlets. According to reports, the man and the woman wore frightening masks, similar to those from horror movies, and walked provocatively in and around the park, even intimidating several people who were there. One woman reported being in shock after crossing paths with the pair, while students from an institution who were filming near the Parnell railway station recorded part of what happened. The video, which went viral shortly after, showed the couple coming out from behind bushes, with the man apparently carrying a gun and even mimicking the motion of cocking the object. The scene led many to believe they were facing a real threat, which prompted the immediate mobilization of the police. Authorities in Auckland sent armed units to the location, fearing it might be an attempted attack, since at that time there was great concern about public incidents involving fake or real weapons. After the repercussion, the couple ended up turning themselves into the police, claiming it was nothing more than an artistic performance or a bad joke. The weapons used would have been replicas, and the goal, according to them, was not to scare anyone, a version that evidently did not convince the authorities or local residents. The police classified the act as dangerous and irresponsible, since it could have led to an armed reaction or even a tragedy. The case was investigated, and authorities considered the possibility of filing formal charges against those involved, especially for conduct that caused public fear and the use of objects resembling firearms in a public place. The episode was marked as one of the most bizarre events of that year in Auckland, serving as a warning about the seriousness of carrying or displaying fake weapons in public, especially in times of great sensitivity regarding security. A video posted on the channel of an urban explorer known as Burbex showed him entering the famous Aokigahara forest, located at the foot of Mount Fuji in Japan, and finding a very strange situation. This forest is known worldwide for the number of strange cases that occur within it, which has made it one of the country's most enigmatic and feared places. In the video, posted in 2017, Burbex takes his camera and ventures along the forest's dense, silent trails, exploring the environment with a mix of curiosity and apprehension. During his walk, he finds objects left behind, and among them are a bicycle, the packaging of a knife, and a notebook he identifies as a death note, or death notebook, a term that also references the famous Japanese manga. The recording quickly attracted public attention and went viral because it combined two elements that always draw interest: the mystery surrounding Aokigahara and the suspense of finding signs that something tragic might have happened there. The video was interpreted by many viewers as a real exploration of a place where something terrible may possibly have occurred, while others believed it was nothing more than a staged setup planned to create visual impact. Despite the controversy, there are no records that the find was reported to Japanese authorities or formally investigated, which suggests the recording was made independently without official involvement.
We're just coming into Narasara village, and this is the last village before we get to the forest.
Burbex's style, which combines exploration of abandoned places with a dark narrative, contributed to the aura of mystery surrounding the video. Many internet users commented on the unsettling tone of the images, the silent atmosphere, and the constant feeling that something supernatural could happen at any moment. A viral video involving a Russian hunter named Sergei in a forest in Siberia, Russia, claimed he was chased by an unknown creature at night and that he even fired shots to defend himself. It did not take long to spread everywhere. The video is often seen in mystery and cryptozoology forums. According to the accounts, Sergei was in a remote area in Siberia, which local rumors warned was dangerous. He is said to have heard suspicious sounds, voices, distant screams, metallic noises, and when he realized it, he felt he was being watched or followed by something unidentified. At a certain point, he takes a defensive position. He looks for shelter, films with a night vision camera, and tries to record the sounds. When the noise approaches or intensifies, he fires several times to warn or scare off whatever might be there. Although the recordings do not clearly show the creature, a strange scream is very evident at the exact moment he fires. Internet users and forums and some people who call themselves experts claim the shots are real, that the man's behavior seems authentic, that of someone terrified, and that it is not a trivial staging, although there are also skeptics saying it could be editing or audio manipulation, that is, a video made to cause fear. Therefore, the case exists as a viral mystery phenomenon, but its veracity is not proven, even though there are many signs that it is truly enigmatic. It is also worth remembering that the recording and the case were only mentioned in online mystery or horror forums, instead of being documented by authorities, which can also raise suspicion, but does not cease to be a great mystery. A video posted on the channel The Proper People Extras shows one of the group's tensest explorations, as they are known for visiting abandoned places around the world. In this recording, they decide to enter at night an old asylum for the mentally ill, a building isolated in the middle of a forest, in a complete state of abandonment. Right at the beginning, the mood is heavy. The place is covered in graffiti, vegetation already invades the structures, and the constant sound of wind passing through the broken windows creates a dark and oppressive atmosphere. With flashlights in hand and basic recording equipment, the group begins to walk through the building's corridors. The floor creaks with every step, and the long hallways seem endless. The peeling walls and the smell of mold reinforce the feeling that the place has witnessed disturbing events. While exploring empty rooms and old wards, they comment on how unsettling the environment is, mainly because of the darkness and the echoes of their own footsteps. As they move into the interior areas, something starts to change in the recording. At certain moments, it is possible to hear noises coming from places where, apparently, there is no one. Sounds similar to footsteps, metallic bangs, and even distant whispers break the silence. The group, which until then had been relaxed, begins to show concern. One of the explorers even asks if anyone heard a voice, and everyone stops for a few seconds, trying to identify where the sound came from. The tension increases as the noises repeat, as if something or someone were moving through nearby corridors.
What? There's somebody there.
No way.
Yes, I see their light. Should I say hello?
Yeah.
There's somebody out there.
Even without seeing anything concrete, the atmosphere of fear intensifies. The cameras capture moments of hesitation and nervousness as the explorers decide whether they should continue or leave. The video ends with the explorers leaving the building still frightened, commenting on the strangeness of what they heard and not knowing for sure what caused the sounds. No figure is captured on camera, and there is no clear explanation for the noises, which only increase the mystery. The recording went viral among fans of urban exploration and supernatural content, who began debating whether what happened was a coincidence, prank by someone who might have been hiding in the place, or something truly inexplicable. In July of 2024, an alarming case drew the attention of authorities and trail enthusiasts in the southwest of Colorado, in the United States. Traps made with wire were found stretched across public trails used by cyclists, motorcyclists, and off-road riders, and everything indicated that they had been intentionally placed to injure anyone passing through the area. The incident occurred in the Telluride region, in San Miguel County, more precisely on the Wilson Mesa Trail, one of the area's best-known routes. According to the San Miguel Sheriff's Office, the wires were tied between trees at strategic points on the trail at a dangerous height, in some stretches, at the height of the neck of someone riding a motorcycle or bicycle. The risk was extreme. Anyone passing at high speed could be seriously injured or even killed. Authorities classified the act as deliberate and potentially homicidal, emphasizing that the traps had been placed in a calculated way not to be immediately seen. The case was discovered when local riders noticed the metallic shine of the wire between the trees and alerted authorities before anyone was hurt. Teams from the United States Forest Service and the county police immediately went to the site, removed the wires, and began an investigation to try to identify those responsible. The news quickly spread across social media and the main outlets in Colorado, generating outrage and fear among cyclists and motorcyclists in the region, who began avoiding the trails until the searches ended.
Well?
The sheriff's office publicly stated that the act constituted a deadly trap and offered a reward of $1,000 to anyone providing information leading to the arrest of the culprit. Until then, no one had been arrested, but the episode sparked a strong debate about safety in recreational areas and the increase in similar incidents in rural regions of the United States. The road that cuts through a forest became the stage for very strange events that began to go viral on the internet and cause a lot of fear in people, in addition to provoking a great mystery around it. In some recordings made by drivers, we see very curious situations during the night on this same road. In one of them, a driver was with his wife on the road when, at a certain point, they saw a woman simply kneeling on the highway, off to the side, behaving in a very strange way, as if there was something supernatural happening with her or around her. Upon seeing that, the couple obviously gets scared, becomes indecisive, indecisive about whether they should stop or keep going, but they continue and contact the police. In another recording, made by someone else different from the first case, they do not see or notice anyone physically. However, a sinister scream echoes from the woods, as if it were a woman screaming, and of course, the scare becomes inevitable. The recordings began to go viral on the internet, causing a lot of fear in people who labeled the road as haunted. It is worth noting that in the first case, in which a woman was reportedly sighted, the police reported that it was probably a person dependent on drugs, since she had been seen in the same place or nearby, behaving in the same way. However, since she was not found and the situation was not made official, the mystery remains. In 2023, a YouTuber with a channel called Under the Weather decided to camp in a remote area of Scotland near a stream, and during the night he went through tense moments there that left him very scared, and it was not for nothing. He, who was used to making this type of content, camping in remote places and forests, was producing another video of the kind and chose this forest near a stream to set up camp and spend the night. The choice of the spot between two streams would be, according to information from himself, to ensure his safety against any predator that might approach during the night, and by being located between the two streams, it would be difficult for any animal to come close, both because of the noise and because access would be a bit more complicated. However, night came, the early morning advanced, and when he least expected it, a very strange noise, as if it were a small roar, began to echo outside the tent, seeming to be very close. He also begins to hear what sounded like laughter and reports to the camera how unlikely it would be for a human to be in that place at dawn. Frightened and unable to go back to sleep, he decides to leave the tent with a weapon he had, in order to scare off whoever it was. Upon going out, he sees a strange shadow moving away, but it gives him a fright. The moment is full of tension and fear.
Hello? Hello? Jesus Christ. Fuck that.
After the shadow moves off, the silence returns and he goes back into the tent, sleeping the rest of the night, but always on alert. The next day, he wakes up, reports what happened to the camera, and upon leaving the tent, has another surprise that makes the episode even more mysterious. After all, near his tent there were 3 circular objects, apparently made of wood, placed in a row on the ground, and that were not there the day before. What could have happened there? Was it something supernatural? Some person? Well, the mystery remains. In the summer of 2014, a man named Chris lived through one of the scariest and, at the same time, most talked about encounters between a human being and a wild animal in Canada. He was mountain biking in a desert and mountainous region near the city of Fernie, in British Columbia, when he ended up being chased by a mountain lion. Chris was recording his route with a camera attached to his helmet, and it was precisely this recording that would go viral shortly afterward. The posted video shows the moment he realizes he is being followed. When he stops and looks back, the camera catches the mountain lion watching him a few meters away. The tension is immediate. The man tries to stay calm, without making sudden movements, and starts speaking loudly and shouting to scare the animal, visibly terrified but determined not to run, since that could trigger the feline's hunting instinct. For a few seconds that seem endless, the animal remains still, watching and assessing the situation. Chris keeps shouting and makes noises to drive it away, until the mountain lion finally backs off slowly and disappears among the trees. The video ends with the cyclist panting, relieved and incredulous at what just happened. The recording quickly spread across the internet and was widely shared in nature and extreme sports forums. Many viewers praised Chris's courage and self-control as he followed exactly the recommendations of wildlife experts. Never turn your back, do not run, and try to look bigger than you really are. Local authorities were even informed about the video, but there were no records of injuries or the need for intervention, indicating that the encounter ended without further consequences. Don't forget to subscribe so you can watch more videos like this.